It's been a year since King Charles III's coronation at Westminster Abbey, and it's been a period of intense contrasts. After all the elaborate pageantry of the coronation, we saw the king begin some of the more serious work of his reign. There was a state visit to France that was seen as a diplomatic success, reinforcing links that had been frayed by Brexit. And in Kenya, he addressed difficult questions about the legacy of colonialism. For his 75th birthday, he launched a project that redirected surplus food to food banks. At his side was Camilla, who at the coronation became Queen Camilla, no longer with a halfway house title of the Queen Consort. Charles's first post-coronation year was very different from his mother's in the 1950s. She went on an overseas trip around the Commonwealth that lasted 6 months and took in 13 countries. So far, his visits have either been day trips within the UK or short stays overseas. Another obvious difference is that Queen Elizabeth was in her 20s, while Charles has started his reign in his 70s, older than any other previous monarch to take to the throne. When it comes to the coronation ceremony, many of the rituals have changed little for 1,000 years. But Charles's coronation reflected a changing Britain, and there were big differences between the ceremonies of 1953 and 2023. The crowning of Queen Elizabeth II, attended by 8,000 guests, was an opportunity to show the monarchy was in good shape and to give some glamour to a Britain that was still recovering from the Second World War. In 2023, there were only about 2,000 guests to watch Charles's coronation. It was a smaller, shorter and more diverse ceremony, with representatives from different religions and communities. Opinion polls continue to show broad support for the monarchy. The personal popularity of King Charles remains strong, but there's a real age divide in attitudes. The biggest enthusiasm for the monarchy is concentrated among the older age groups, and that could be a long-term challenge for Buckingham Palace. It's going to raise questions about the size and cost of the royal family. There's an increasingly vocal campaign calling for a republic, and there will be questions about how the monarchy can remain relevant. And there had been some big personal challenges for the king. In January, he revealed he needed to go into hospital for a procedure for an enlarged prostate. It was then discovered that he would need treatment for cancer. That meant withdrawing from many public events. But the latest news is more optimistic, with his doctors encouraged by his progress, allowing him to return to carrying out some public engagements. So far, it must have been a frustrating start to the year for the king. And as summer approaches, he must be hoping to recapture some of that coronation optimism.